Nesting is a feature that's due to come to Path of Titans soon, however it's not in the game just yet. So what do we know about it so far and what will it be like? Today we're talking about that, so let's get to it. Nesting is coming to the game, plain and simple. We know it's coming to the game because this is one of the stretch goals for the game. It was the 4th stretch goal to come out of the game's crowdfunding campaign, titled Growth and Nesting, indicating that growth and nesting could have actually came together, but they ended up not coming together, and it's been a while since nesting was last mentioned. So what do we know about it so far? Well, here's what we know. We know that alongside lunge and kill animations, nesting is in the works and is coming. There'll be different varieties of eggs and nest types, potentially for each dinosaur. This was confirmed in 2020 by Jiggy. You'll begin as a hatchling, hatching from an egg, then you proceed to grow up under the protection of your parents. There will be bonuses for dinosaurs that are rearing baby dinosaurs, and technically skins won't be inherited. I mean, this was mentioned back in 2020, this was 3 years ago, so I'm not sure if that will be the case. However, Jiggy did mention that there will be a potential skin reward for nesting dinosaurs, as mentioned in 2020 as well in the same comment. You'll also be able to invite your friends to a nest, and that was outlined on the game's Wikipedia page for nesting under that mechanic, and is the only thing mentioned properly there. There are some other things that we know about it as well. Remember the different eggs and nests that I mentioned earlier? Well, we actually do have an image of one of them, one of the nests itself. This is a set of 7 round eggs which look like Spino eggs, mainly because in the background there's a shadow of a Spinosaurus, which could indicate these are Spinosaurus eggs. However, there is another image, and this other image features a lot more eggs and a lot more unique eggs. However, we also do know that every dinosaur will be getting a unique egg, so these could be some of them. Firstly, you've got cylindrical eggs, you've got eggs of different colors, you've got more rounded eggs, you've got eggs that are black, blue, grey, brown or green or other colors, and each egg looks different, whether that's from the color, the pattern on the egg, or the shape of the egg. And that's pretty much what we know about the eggs themselves. We know that every dinosaur will have a unique nest and egg, or unique egg at the very minimum, and we already know what some of them will be. Now, of course, there are a lot more dinosaurs in the game than the amount of eggs that are shown, so this might not be the total amount of eggs in the game. So now let's talk about what I think nesting will be like in Path of Titans, because I think it'll be quite an interesting feature. So, the core for nesting is what I'll be talking about first. Firstly, it'll tie into the game's overall quest system. I think these two go hand in hand, and might be why the developers are improving the quest system for the game, because maybe they're building up to adding nesting to the game and the quests that will incorporate that way. We kind of have an idea of this already, because there is a quest to feed a hungry packmate, which would tie into nesting because it'll be a quest to feed a hungry baby. That being said, I think nests will be able to be built in any point of interest. However, I think there'll be a hard cap on the amount of nests in an area, because, well, imagine going to a hotspot and it's just full of nests. Yeah, I don't think that'll be the case, but I think dinosaurs will be able to destroy nests, and I also think over time nests will decay. I also think other dinosaurs could take unused nests and just make a nest from them. But yeah, just think about the amount of nests that are going to be in Impact Crater or Talon's Point on Pandora. I mean, it's going to be crazy, so there definitely have to be some form of limitation, right? I also think, well, you'll have an optional quest to build a nest as well, and there'll be quests for nesting itself. It'll kind of work like this. Firstly, you'd have a quest to court, then you'd have a quest to build a nest, then finally you'd get a quest to lay down and lay eggs, and then protect them eggs until they hatch. After that, you'll get a quest to protect the hatchlings. Maybe this is a quest that lasts until a certain growth stage, maybe until juvenile or adolescent. Then once you've completed that, you'll get a reward, and I think that would be a really cool idea. Now, however, I do want to scoot over a little bit and just talk about the fact that we know there won't be inherited skins, but there could be another way around this. Firstly, I think the skins inherited by adults could be discounted instead of a total inheritance. For example, it could be a 50% off the skin. So if you're nested with an albino and a melanistic adult dinosaur, your baby, if you've just spawned in and you're that baby, the melanistic and albino skins will be discounted 50% and will be 5,000 marks instead of 10,000 marks. Kind of an inheritance, but not a total one, and it doesn't remove the grind that the developers still want to unlock skins. And there'll also probably be a quest to defend your young. This will be something that lasts until they're an adolescent and they're able to fend for themselves, but I think this will tie into that unique skin that the developers mentioned earlier in 2020. Now, I think this unique skin could be achieved when a baby that you're looking after or rearing gets to adolescent, and if it survives and hasn't died from that, you then are able to get the skin. However, I also think maybe for hatchling dinosaurs, there could be a feature where from hatchling to juvenile, so before you hit the juvenile growth stage, you are technically in permadeath because you've been hatched through a nest. If you die, well, you've failed as a hatchling and you're dead and you're just gone. I feel like that would be a good idea in terms of a more hardcore setting, but I don't think that would come to the game. It's just an idea that I've now thrown around. However, I do think nesting itself will be heavily dependent on questing in Pathoftitans. I also think there would be a passive ability some dinosaurs could get that are unlocked through nesting or being nested. Now, I think maybe inheriting one of the abilities that your adult dinosaur has unlocked into your baby, so then you already can use one of those abilities. But I also think maybe adult dinosaurs could get an ability that they unlock from being hatched in or hatching dinosaurs in, where it gives a passive buff to the hatchlings that allows them to grow quicker and get out of that hatchling stage quicker, and then once it hits juvenile, growth goes back to normal. But maybe if you're a first time adult, you won't be able to have that buff and things will take a little bit longer. But we could go further with this, with questing and AI into nesting as well. Now, questing and AI. Before I talk about it, this is something that X Zaguer has explored quite a bit in their own video talking about this topic. I recommend you check it out. He's done a really well made video on this topic with some incredible ideas from AI nesting grounds, carnivores exploiting AI nesting grounds, migration and other stuff like that. And I recommend you check out his video. Really well made video, some really good ideas that I'm not going to mention in this video. I'm kind of going now more on the baseline stuff, the core stuff that I would like to see, whereas his ideas are really nicely made. I recommend you check out that video because it just explores the whole idea even more. However, I do think some dinosaurs will be involved in specific niches. For example, once nesting comes to the game, you could introduce the mechanic of nest stealing or egg stealing for dinosaurs, an ability maybe to specifically pick up or eat eggs. For example, I think carnivores, bigger ones, will get a quest to kill a hatchling, or smaller ones will be able to get one where steal an egg from a nest. Additionally, there could be an ability which is a quick vision pulse for smaller dinosaurs, which has a really long cooldown, but it is a vision pulse that kind of detects a nest in a specific radius. So if there's one hidden in a bush, you'd be able to see it. Maybe that's something that might be added, or something that's really too much because it could be exploited massively. AI is also a good mention for nesting itself. Now, in Zaguer's video, he mentioned that AI and nesting could go hand in hand together and be released alongside each other. I'm personally on the other side of that because I think these are two very big mechanics. I think one of them would release first, one of them would release after, and then they'd kind of be blended that way if they were to be blended. However, I do think Zag has a really good point there, especially when he mentioned both of these mechanics are currently not in the scope of being talked about by the developers. They kind of both just fell off. However, one thing that I do want to talk about is the fact that maybe if you can't nest in a friend or someone random, you could nest in an AI critter or an AI baby, a baby AI pretty much, and that will then give you a quest to protect that AI baby with your life. It will come out, it will instantly be imprinted on you, and your task is to take care of it. But because it's an AI, it might act even dumber than a player, because when you're talking to a player, you've got a little bit of coordination. However, when you're talking to an AI, well, you can't talk to them. So they'd just run around and you'd have to follow them, or they'd just follow you around and grow over time. Maybe that's how that could work, but it's good time to you evil carnivores making a nest, nesting in an AI, and then killing it for food. Just make sure you're not doing that with a player, because that would be really, really horrible. That would be mean. I know damn well some people are shaking their hands right together right now. They're going, I know what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be making sure that I hatch in players and kill them. It doesn't matter what I am, a herbivore, a carnivore, I'll be doing it regardless. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts about nesting in the comments down below. Are you excited for it? How do you think it will be? Let me know your thoughts, because I really want to know. But anyways, yeah, go check out Zag's video. Really good ideas there. Really good, well-made video exploring this topic as well. And it's a fresh video too. Anyways, guys, yeah, I'll see you all in the next one. I hope you have a great day. Peace.